What is peace and how can I get it? With peace comes feelings of calm, acceptance, and being at ease. In fact, I think that humans are peace seekers. We look for ways to unite with each other and to God. Wouldn't it be great to live a life in which our daily thoughts and actions are peaceful? This isn't a life without conflicts or problems. Rather, it's a life in which we seek peaceful ways to work through our problems and conflicts with others. As a peacemaker, we can learn to look for ways to see the world through the eyes of Jesus. This means to live according to the words and actions of Jesus, since Jesus is the ultimate example of peace. Before he was crucified, Jesus comforted his disciples by telling them, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Don't let your heart be troubled or fearful." Jesus didn't promise his disciples that life would be easy, but the peace that Jesus left with them would free their hearts from fear and anxiety. Peace with Jesus is always with us, flowing through us and onto others, even when we are troubled. We know that Jesus is the source of peace, but how was Jesus a peacemaker in his life? Aside from his many miracles and healing of the sick and poor, Jesus' actions towards those who have done wrong to him show a true example of being a peacemaker. As a peacemaker, Jesus loved first, before others loved him. He forgave others, even those who hated him and wanted to do harm to him. Jesus became friends with those who were rejected by others. For example, Jesus forgave those who sinned, like the paralyzed man, who was able to walk again. He even forgave those who persecuted him when they put him on the cross and mocked him. He told God, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Jesus also teaches us to turn the other cheek. When conflict, rejection, and hate was directed at Jesus, did he fight back? Did he seek revenge? No. Jesus shows us how to handle the rudeness and bad actions of others by walking away. On his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus told his followers that if someone slaps you on the cheek, to turn your other cheek, which means to allow them to slap your other cheek. Now, nobody likes getting hurt, but this message is basically saying don't act in revenge or strike back, but to walk away. So, if Jesus walked away from toxic people, so should you. You might be thinking, it doesn't work when I walk away. People still try to hurt you. But when you fight back through name-calling and hitting others, how does that make you feel? When you hurt others, whether it's to defend yourself or to start trouble in the first place, there are no good feelings. You know it in your heart, and your heart is telling you, because Jesus is speaking through your heart and telling you to have a heart like his. A heart that loves hate and hurts is not a heart of Jesus. But what does every kid want? Well, like most adults, kids want to fit in, to belong, and to feel important. Sometimes we are tempted to do and say the wrong things in order to feel important, to feel powerful. We seek power by trying to be better than others, for others to fear us, to be on top. But what did Jesus do? Well, we know that he was given the most powerful job in the world, to save us and lead us into a just life. With his power, he never used it to hurt or take advantage of others. He used his power to love and care for others. And when faced with temptation in the desert by Satan to prove himself, Jesus didn't listen, and he let the Holy Spirit get him out of trouble. Jesus teaches us to be humble and serve, not to brag, boast, and take advantage of others. Jesus knows what it's like to be human and be tempted. He has walked in your shoes. He knew what he was brought to do in this earth. Now, what are you asked to do? You are asked every day to listen to the Holy Spirit in your heart that calls you to live a just and humble life like Jesus. So you're probably wondering, how can I be a peacemaker? We often don't start our day thinking that we're going to be mean and hurtful to others, but we can't help but fight or react when our emotions get out of control. Instead of following your emotions, follow your heart. That is where the Holy Spirit will guide you towards love rather than hate, towards peace rather than conflict, towards seeing other people like yourself, like Jesus. Remember, Jesus wants you to have his heart, to love like he did. He is speaking to you every day to do the right thing. You just have to listen. You can start by not taking everything that people say about you so personally. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. But love them anyways. Be patient and accepting of others. How can they be perfect if you're not? Let other people win or shine. It's not always about you and being on top. Take time to understand other people. We all have our own stories and experiences to tell. Forgive and move on, and don't forget to apologize when you have done wrong. Show others how it's done. People learn about love and peace from your example. Give a warm smile, a compliment, and your time. People like to feel important, so remind them how important they are. Peace is such a wonderful gift that Jesus has left you. He wants you to experience the fullness of his peace and be more like him. Start your journey as a peacemaker